Hi guys, as usual, before we begin, all store links in the video description and all my test system details also in the description. So, I can't really get these knobs to marketing photo positions, because in marketing photos these two are always facing up and they are parallel, and as long as I can set this one up like that, this one stays just a little bit off. So anyway, this is Fosi K7 digital to analog converter with headphone amplifier in desktop format, targeted towards console, PC gamers and PC power users. It can also serve as a source for your active speakers or stereo amplifier. I got interested in it when I saw Kickstarter campaign a while ago, but I was late to the party and I missed pre-sale prices. So the regular price for K7 is $245, but you can also get it cheaper, for example on AliExpress, using some coupons. As I own and use Creative Sound Blaster G6, I wanted to compare them and upgrade if K7 would turn out to be better one of them. The reason it got me interested is that it's using AK4493 digital to analog converter and Texas Instruments excellent TPA6120D class amplifiers for balanced headphone output. And I always loved AK4493 in my previous older devices, for example my Lox GD50 digital to analog converter. There is something about Asahi Kasei chips that makes you want to listen to them for hours. They call it the marketing slang of Asahi Kasei calls this velvet sound. I'm not sure if it's velvet, but it seems to be working because it's very, very smooth. So let's talk about the specs. As I've said, it's using AKM Asahi Kasei 4493 SEQ chipset. It has Bluetooth connectivity, Bluetooth version 5.0 with aptX HD, aptX low latency and regular aptX, and also old timers like SBC and AAC. And this Bluetooth is realized by Qualcomm QCC 3059. It's not the latest and the greatest, but it was latest and the greatest, I think last year or something like that. So the interesting figures about that device are signal to noise ratio, and that's 121 decibels, and total harmonic distortion and noise, which is specified as 0.0002%. That's very, very low, especially for something marketed towards gamers. I'm saying this because usually when I see something described as for gamers, it usually means that it'll be overpriced, it'll be low quality, and it will sound bad. Not the case with this one, but we will get to that later. So it's using XMOS XU208 chipset for the USB-C communication, and as I've said earlier, it's using Texas Instruments TPA6120 integrated D-class headphone amplifiers, two of them, because it's sporting balanced output for balanced headphones. As for the digital to analog converter section, it's good up to 32 bits and 384 kHz, and DSD 256. Interestingly, Fosi Audio provides ATAAudio driver for this device, so you may install it and use it as fully blown digital to analog converter with your FUBAR installation. This set of two TPA6120 chips allows for quite high headphone output power, because it's able to deliver 600 milliwatts, so 0.6 watts per channel into single-ended connection, and this doubles up to 1.2 watts, as far as I remember, for balanced connection. So let's talk about the build quality. I will power off. Fosi, it's already been opened earlier, so let's talk about that. As you can see, it's using gold-plated connections. In the front we have microphone input, we have line output, and we have headphone output, single-ended headphone output, and we have balanced headphone output. On the top of the device we have two control knobs. The first one is for controlling volume and gain, doubles as a gain because they are also doubling as buttons, and the right one is a controller for bass, treble and microphone volume, also doubles as mute for microphone. In the middle we have a nice LCD display, nice because it's orange. It seems like orange and gray are Fosi colors. And we have a set of quite nice buttons that allow us to control every function of the device. It doesn't come with any other software except for the driver, so you're able to configure and use every functionality directly on the device. You don't have to use any kind of software for that. And in the back of the device we have a set of RCA outputs, we have Bluetooth antenna, we have SPDIF in coaxial and optical forms, and we have USB-C connector for our consoles and PCs. And of course power supply connector, DC 12 volts connector, so you will be able to use linear power supplies with this one to get it to sound even better. And in the box with K7 we are getting that kind of power adapter that's able to output 12 volts with 2 amperes, so 24 watts. It's right there. So let's take a look inside. I've already opened Fosi. In order to do that you need to remove bottom plate. It's here. It's quite thick and it's sporting silicone pad for cooling down the TPA6120s. It's really thick. The whole build, the whole chassis is very solid. It makes a very good impression when you'll be getting it out of the box. It looks nice and it feels nice in your hands. This digital to analog converter slash headphone amplifier has a very nice set of rubber legs with FosiAudio logos that you need to undo, and underneath you'll find 4 screws. If you remove these 4 screws you'll have to remove 4 additional screws in the corners, and then you'll have to remove 2 additional screws in the back. I'm telling you all about that because it seems that nobody looked inside earlier. Then you will be able to slide down the PCB, but you need to slide it back like that just to get the heatsink here, and then you have to rotate it like that because it's connected with 3 cables to the upper board. The upper board is used for controlling buttons and display and rotary knobs, so we won't be looking there. We will take a look inside here. We can see Asahi Kasei chipset, we can see Qualcomm IC with the Bluetooth board here. We can see volume control, this one NGW 1119A is used for tone controls, and there is another one of them used for volume control. Here we have XMOS USB controller, and we have a set of OPA, Texas Instruments OPA1612. One of them is here. That's another one. And that's it from the things that I wanted to show you here. And we also have a couple of Omron relays that are controlling line output and headphone outputs. Okay, so let's close it. Give me a second, I'll pause the recording and I'll be back with the sound quality description. No, sorry, a few notes on the build quality before that. Just a second. Okay, so we're back. A couple of remarks on the build quality. The first one is actually a question. I wouldn't mind having volume control on the right. It just feels like more natural choice for me. I'm right-handed guy and I'd like to have a volume control here. But it still works. It's fine. So it's just my nitpicking here. Markers on the knobs, I think they are mostly for decorational purposes because both knobs are rotating in the full range. Meaning that, as you can see, there is no direct correlation between place where the dot is pointing to and the actual value for the setting. Another one, I really love buttons here. I really love how they feel. I really love how they click. That's minor thing, but I really like that. So I've changed a lot of things by doing that. Okay. One more thing that I noticed here, but you've already seen that. The first button is for powering on and off the device. And you have to long click it to power it off, and you have to short click it to power it on. The thing is that when it's powered on, this button doubles as a switch for USB mode control. So with short click you are switching USB mode control, so about that, between 1.0 and 2.0. In 1.0 you are able to control the microphone volume with the knob, but the thing is that if you do this by accident during streaming of the music, it will stop the stream and you'll have to start your music again. So I would rather see switching USB mode as something that would be placed somewhere else under long press. So I wouldn't be accidentally switching USB modes like that. USB 1.0 is dedicated for consoles control, but with PC or Windows, Windows PC or Mac, you would probably want to have it in USB mode too. So this one. Okay, so let's cover the functionality. Power on and off, and also USB mode. Input selector, as you can see, we have very nice information on the display here. Output selection between lineouts and headphones. Interestingly, there is no setting for having them both active at the same time. And magic button that bypasses all the tone controls internally, so something like direct on amplifiers. And the last button is for choosing bass, treble and microphone volume control. So to enter microphone volume control, let's change okay, mode to 1.0. And now if I'll press it once, I'll get the microphone level control. If I'll press it the second time, I'll get the treble control, and the third time gets me to bass control. And I'm just leaving it like that, and it will be back to the main menu. So let's talk about the most important thing, which is sound quality. How Fosi K7 actually sounds. Let's start with the usual bass section. Headphone output uses two TPA6120. There is actually two of them underneath the radiator, and these are D-class amplifiers, and this shows. Fosi is fast, bass is fast, very clean and precise. It's not warm or flabby. Equalizing rises bass along with mid bass, so that's something important. Tech Power Up had done measurements for Fosi, and the tone controls are not only for the lowest parts of the band, but they are also affecting somewhat the mids. So if you're using the bass control, you'll be raising not only the lowest bass, but also mid bass, and also some lower parts of the mid range. So you can add some bloom and warmth this way using bass control, and this is good. As rough matching for headphones was quick and easy, I had just to switch it to treble or bass, and that was it. Very quick, very nice. Moving on to mid-range. If you've heard the Asahi Kasei AK4493 earlier, you will immediately recognize the sound signature. A few years ago, this was flagship device. It's smooth, it's very natural, it's very detailed in a non-analytical way that makes you want to listen to it for hours. Mids here are lush and rich, full-bodied with organic vocals. And these are all the traits of Asahi Kasei, and that was the reason I wanted to hear this device. Moving on to treble. Treble is opened and extended. It doesn't sound in any way as, let's say, gamer device. Gamer device are usually warm, overly warm, and they have no treble extension, or they are sounding dry and analytical. Here we have open extended treble. That's another trait of TPA6120, but using AK4499 makes treble smooth without this characteristic D-class analytical side taking over the sound signature. So you get the best of both worlds: transparency of 6120 and musicality of 4493. In the detail, when it comes to the detail, K7 impressed me with detail for that price range. I was surprised as it was scaling all the way up to ARIA Organic, adding more detail with every higher class headphones that I connected. I've tested it with all of my planners from HiFi Man. That's currently 4 headphones up to ARIA Organic level. I've tested it with dynamic HiFi Man RE HE-R9, and I've tested it with all of my IMs that I currently have. That would be mostly KZ planners, cheaper KZ model, dynamic models, KZ Zenith that was reviewed yesterday, and also Tangim Origin and other Tangim headphones that I have here. Okay, moving on to imaging. Imaging is proper. Nothing bad, nothing amazing too. Soundstage is quite big, but there is little depth and there is little height information. It's mostly oval shaped like that, let's say, with small distance between layers from front to the back. Its soundstage is quite big, but there is little depth and height, and acoustic recordings sound rather good, but orchestral pieces with many layers are less 3D than with separate dedicated headphone amplifiers. Still, imaging was what I would have expect for the price that I've paid for Fosi K7. Now, moving on to a summary, and that one will be a long one, so grab something to drink and something to eat. Fosi provides a set of ATAAudio drivers, and I highly advise you to install them for bit-perfect FUBAR output. It seems that choosing a little older but still excellent parts works very well for this device. AK4493 and new OPA1612 for headphone output is excellent choice. Also, using OPA state-of-the-art 1612 for RCA outputs works very well. You get the slightly warm, smooth Asahi Kasei former flagship sound and speed and precision of Texas Instruments top-of-the-line chips. Headphone output is really powerful, and sound quality through balanced output puts many other more expensive amplifiers to shame. It's very good in hi-fi world, but in gamers equipment layer it's like bringing a machine gun to knife fight, to paraphrase the saying. For many people, especially kids with gaming rigs or consoles, this may be a first contact with proper audio equipment, and that's very good. I love the sound quality, I love the build quality. Again, full metal CNC aluminum build, leaves plastics that are used by the competition miles behind. The finish quality belongs to real audio devices world. It's able to drive all my big and small planners with ease and grace. This is second amplifier with TPA6120, and so far I love both of them. Compared to Creative Sound Blaster G6, it's about the same size, it's slightly more expensive, the build quality is better, the finish quality is better, and the sound quality, yes, it's better too. G6 has some more functionality when it comes to mixing sources, so they are not exactly in the same class, but this functionality is available via software, meaning that sooner or later it will be obsolete. Just after software support life cycle will end. That's why I've mentioned earlier these buttons. The fact that you can change every setting of this device using hardware buttons means that it will not be obsolete because of the lack of the software support. So that's very, very good in my book. So Fosi K7 has every control accessible via hardware buttons, so it really doesn't care about device or operating system version that it's connected to. It works the same way with PCs, with my mobile phones, as I was testing them with USB C2C connection, and it works the same way with gaming consoles. All in all, I really like the sound and build quality on K7, and it will replace G6 as my daily office driver, as it worked flawlessly in all my microphone tests. I haven't mentioned that earlier, but the microphone input quality was top-notch. The Kickstarter price was really good. If you want to get K7, I would advise you to look for all the coupons and sale prices to make it even better value purchase. But don't get me wrong, it's worth even the starting asking price. It's a very good device with very high sound quality. For those of you familiar with Avia Organic, you know that this is a really high-end headphone. So the sound quality that this little guy provides, it's completely perfect for pairing it with headphones that are costing 6 or 7 times more than this small amplifier. And Avia Organic was sounding perfectly fine, and it was driven perfectly fine with K7. So, thanks for watching this little video. Feel free to support my channel by subscribing, and if you have any questions, give me a shout in the comments. If I'll find any relevant, interesting info that should be updated, I will also post that in the comments section. Sorry, not the comment section, but the video review description. Thanks for watching. I hope you'll have a wonderful rest of the day, and see you next time. Bye guys.